Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is the 8th episode of Season 18, and it's the first of another mini arc.
A very mini arc. I have promised this. I have said exactly what this is going to be in Podcast This Escapes and other places right now. And Bill, I've told you the name that I've given to this arc.
Have you?
Yes, I have.
People at home are finding out that I never listen to anything you say. Banks-A-Million? Is it called Banks-A-Million?
It is not called
No,
Banks-A-Million.
it's called Goldilocks and the Three Banks. I do
you.
remember this. But I think it's called Banks-A-Million. Sorry, everybody. This is part 1 of Banks-A-Million. Every episode.
All my work.
Every episode we have guests come on and try and play through an audio escape room, solve puzzles, experience a story, marvel at the beauty of the title Banks-A-Million, and escape. And this episode we have 2 new guests from Beardy Does Clock Tower. Welcome, Beardy.
Hello, everybody.
We're very excited to have you on the podcast.
On our show for a change.
We have done a lot of work with you. We will get into that. But first, let me also introduce someone that you work a lot with on Beardy Does Clock Tower, but also blogger, Instagram celebrity. Welcome, Laura Pickens.
Hello.
We're very excited to have the 2 of you on the show. For people who don't already know you, do you want to cover the sorts of things that you do? Because we've been working especially a lot with Beardy Does Clock Tower. Do you want to cover what that is and what each of you do?
Do you want to go first, Laura?
No, you go first. Because what we do is Beardy Does Clock Tower. You want the true power behind the throne to admit that from the beginning? No, you pretend to have some say in this.
Yes, I am Beardy of Beardy Does Clock Tower. I love Clock Tower. It's quickly became one of my favorite things to do to gather a group of my favorite people together to play this game. And then I was like, why not? Let's record some games, stream some games, put out some short content, because there was a lot of moments that were lost to time when videos weren't released. So I started doing shorts on YouTube, and they were really well received by the community, and then I moved into doing longer videos and streaming. And of course, you 3 feature heavily in my videos, and it's always an amazing time to have you on.
I was extremely flattered when you invited us to join in. It was not 10 months ago that I was too intimidated to come up and say hello at a convention.
Aww. And Laura, as Beardy said, you are also on the channel a lot, and you do a lot behind the scenes for Beardy Does Clock Tower. But you've also got your own content that you produce. Do you want to tell people about that?
Sure. I am famous for being an American living in Russia, because that is so inconceivable. That is my secret to fame, is just be inscrutable. So I've been living here for 16, almost 17 years, and I have a lot of observations about the deep differences of mindsets, about growing up and learning where I live was considered to be the enemy for so long. And it's been an adventure getting to understand the people behind the Iron Curtain. And that is what I talk about on my daily videos I do on Instagram, YouTube, also now on Max Messenger for those Russians out there. Don't worry about it.
Already, see? We need to know more about Russia, because it's the WeChat of Russia.
It is the WeChat of Russia. That is where we are going.
We're being educated already. This is great.
Lovely. Well, look, there's links below to check all of this stuff out. But also, this is an escape room show. We need to talk about escape rooms. Laura, why don't we start with you? What is your escape room experience?
My escape room experience is our love story. So me and Beardy are in a long distance relationship. You might have noticed that when I said I'm an American living in Russia, and then you hear his Australian accent. He lives at 42 degrees south latitude. I live at 45 degrees north latitude. And we fell in love by playing Clock Tower online. And this is how we started. But one way that we stay in touch and in love with each other is we play escape room-like puzzles all the time. So this book that I have for my notebook is, first of all, it's things that Tessa might care about, because this was a gift from Tessa, which you both know.
Aww.
She's been on, has she been on your show yet? I know it's a yet.
We
She
refuse to
will.
let her on. She keeps asking. We say, no, Clock Tower only, Tessa. But if you want to see us and find out who Tessa is, if you don't already know, go and check out the many streams that we've done on Beardy Does Clock Tower, where Tessa also
always be chilling. So I have like my notes from the escape rooms that we have done. One of the ones that we look forward to is every year there's the Advent calendar exit. They do this.
Lovely.
So it's like 25 days of puzzles, and we try to do one a day. We talk through, just like we're going to be doing now, through the puzzles. And right now we're playing, it's Rusty Lake. It's a series of, it's an app of puzzle room like things. And we've been doing this every chance we have, like to like have some quiet, lovely time together. That's what we're doing, is these type of escape room puzzles.
Doing these sorts of things as a pair, as we know from experience as well, it's a great way to get them done.
Beardy, obviously, a lot of this escape room experience is also your escape room experience.
Yeah.
Do you have any cool facts to add? Have you done any good Tasmanian escape rooms?
I actually, and this is a big shame of mine, have never done a real life escape room.
Ooh.
I've done mini ones at conventions that pop up for like a 10-minute thing you run through at various tech conferences I've been to and such, but never done a real one. I've done a lot of, as Laura mentioned, the escape room in a box games, exit games. I've done a few of the unlock ones as well, but never a real one. And it's definitely something I need to do. Maybe in Sydney this year.
Yeah,
There are
when
some
you
good
are
rooms.
next making the trek to Sydney, we can hook you up with all of the best ones. There are some unmissable things that you should be doing.
Lovely. Well, this is escape rooms mixed with a sort of tabletop role-playing style. So in reverse order, Beardy, what is your tabletop role-playing experience? Do you consider Blood on the Clock Tower tabletop role-playing?
I consider it tangentially related. People get into it a lot, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily role-playing in the traditional sense that I would refer to it as.
Only when you get me on a stream to be a recluse from out of town.
Yeah. or when I must do a Duchess and the Duchess comes to town,
Exactly.
of course. As for my actual experience, I have a fair bit. I've played through a few D&D campaigns.
Lovely.
I've run a few one-shot Call of Cthulhu ones myself, and a few other indie ones like Dark Vigil, which is an Australian one. I've played that a few times at PAX. Yeah, so that's most of my experience. It's been pretty good.
Lovely. And Laura, what about you? What is your tabletop role-playing experience? What do they play in Russia?
Oh, they play all the same stuff. Like there's a good like Blood Bowl turn like
Oh, fun.
league here. It's crazy. But my RPG experience is Fridays. My lovely, very nerdy, my big honking nerd of a boyfriend plays D&D online, and I spectate.
You got to join in. You got to join in.
Alternatively, you get to sit there and go, nah, here's how you screwed that up. Sometimes spectating is great.
I think that there need to be more hecklers in the stands of D&D. So that's my experience.
All right, lovely. Well, I don't think there's any other preamble. Are you ready to go to solve a room, to enter a bank, to banks a million?
I wrote down Goldilocks. I don't know why. Is that connected?
Where'd you get Goldilocks from?
How
What are you
dare-
talking about?
Remember when you
Goldilocks?
said there's no monkey in this?
I don't know what you're talking about, Goldilocks.
We've reached that moment.
All right.
Yeah. A more pertinent question is, are you ready to be squished together into a single person for this room?
Yes, you will be an individual character.
Ooh.
Look, it
I
says
mean-
PG. PG.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, I think we're ready to get going. This is it. The last straw. You're going to quit. You're going to quit. You're going to quit. Who are you kidding? You can't afford to quit. But after years of working at Wiven National Bank, which is a much cooler name than the place actually is, spending all this time diligently waiting for a promotion, only to be instead handed a sideways transfer to a new branch? Look, it's worth a quiet quit at least. This company doesn't deserve your best efforts. This new branch, it's got a reputation. The customers do, at least. It's not that they're unusually rude or violent or disgusting. No, this is, and I must emphasize this has all caps, this is the stupid branch. Somehow, every human being who makes you concerned about their ability to function in the adult world and makes you worried about the future of the human race has congregated in this tiny suburb, and they all use Wiven National Bank. More employees have been fired for screaming at clients here than anywhere else in the country. Yeah, it's probably no surprise that if you were to be transferred anywhere, it has to be to the place that hemorrhages stuff like a fire hose. So, your morning today has so far been spent fulfilling mostly simple but always inexplicable requests from an endless queue of wealthy, confused people. Oh yeah, it's a rich suburb as well. It's that sort of stupid. At long last, the lunch rush is over. The line is dwindling. Right now, there are just 2 people waiting. You're moments away from calling the first one up when a third walks in. And you recognize him. You know his face, his clothes, his remarkable height. He is John Vanderwurst, fabulously, dependently wealthy, son or godson or something to one of the bank owners. Old generational fancy family thing. If he's half as uninformed as the rest of the people, and you have to keep him happy, and you will have to keep him happy, this could be a nightmare. It's okay, no point stressing prematurely. Just relax. Just do your job. John Vanderwurst proceeds to ignore the other 2 customers and walk straight to the unmanned window beside you. It's a strong start.
I put some money somewhere last night and I can't remember where.
Yeah, he's definitely saying this to nobody. He's looking at least a foot over your head and 5 feet to your left.
I want to check my safety deposit box, number 5. It might not have fit very well. It was rather a lot of money. I'd really like to find it. Also, I don't have my key. I think I lost it last night as well. Quite a party. But that won't be a problem, will it?
You take a breath. This guy is important, but he is also just a customer. So in your most restrained customer service voice, you inform him that if he wishes to be served, he will have to wait his turn. Whole place goes quiet. It's like in an Old West saloon when someone mentions the outlaw's name and the piano stops and everyone drops their glasses. And Vanderwurst, he's stunned. Clearly, this isn't how things normally go down for him. He stays frozen for a very long time. You start to wonder if you've broken him. You realize he's gotten distracted, staring at the little pens on the counter between you. You give him a little wave and he blinks.
Oh, other customers. Well, I suppose that's only fair. Though this better be the best service of my life, or my godmother shall hear about this. Mark my words.
He retreats to the back of the line, and inside you groan. If you had any other option, you would be out of here so fast, but as it is, you are trapped. At this point, I'm going to start describing the room for you, so if you are the drawing types, here's where you can draw. And if you are not the drawing types, I recommend it anyway because I like to see that just as much.
Hi.
The room is split in half, divided by the counter and the glass shield that sits on top of it. The counter on the customer's side is bare except for a couple of pens. On your side of the barricade, there are safety deposit boxes running along the wall behind you. To your right is a cabinet containing 2 drawers, one labelled cash and the other labelled checks. You also have a computer on your side of the counter and a shredder on the floor not too far from it. And back on the customer's side, you have the automatic door through which the customers enter, an ATM in one corner, and a security camera up high in the other corner. And, of course, your 3 customers. Your only quest is to get through your job, and we're just hoping that framing it as a quest will make it less soul-destroying.
I am happy to give old Moneybags whatever customer service he wants. I don't see this as an issue in the slightest. But Beardy, I have a feeling that you're going to be a little bit more grumpier on your brains.
You don't have your key, you get nothing. I don't care how rich you are.
You don't work in Russia. I understand. Okay. So I think we have to get through the customers, right?
Yeah.
They're probably going to present some interesting questions like, what is money?
Yep.
Sorry, you
Money.
said that like a joke. That question will literally appear somewhere in the room.
I too have met stupid people.
But Yeah, so after all you're rushing around today, it's actually quite nice to have it down to just 3 customers. They are waiting in line. The first person is standing just a few feet back from your window, and he'll be ready to step forward as soon as you call him.
May I? I am pleased to welcome our next customer. Please step right up.
Oh, he leaves. He leaves straight away.
One down,
Too
2 to
real.
go. Let's go.
This young, pink-cheeked man approaches your window. You have put on your best customer service face and voice, and he introduces himself.
Brendan Kerwin.
And you presumably ask how you can help him.
Well... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. Yes?
No, I was wanting to introduce myself. That felt fun, but I don't know what our
Absolutely.
name is.
Well, you have all the power now.
Clearly, our name is Lordy.
We do have a ship name, and it is terrible, and the artwork is even worse. Okay. Lordy Lordison.
Well, look, I've got this form. It's my mum's, but I have permission to fill it out for her. Only the pens here don't seem to have any ink, and I haven't carried a pencil since school. What can you do?
Do you mind if I drive, Beardy?
Go for it.
I understand. That is quite a conundrum. Now, if you will do me just a favor, if you will take that pen that is in your hand, and if you give it
Yes?
just a flip upside down, I think that might get the ink to come out the correct end.
I'm not an idiot. I have tried both ends already.
Oh, I do apologize. Here, let's try another one. And before I hand it to him, I want to give a good scribble with the biggest smile on my face.
Yeah, they're standard. They're kind of old, these pens, attached to the counter by short, hardy chains. And the chains are just long enough that you can fit your barely fitting wrist through that slit in the glass and grab one and try to give it a scribble on some scrap paper that you may have. It actually does seem like you might be right, and that the pens here are completely out of ink.
That is absolutely unacceptable. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Brendan Kerwin.
Kerwin, Mr. Kerwin. I will look into that immediately. Do I have any pens on my side?
You do not spy any pens immediately on your side. But who can say where they might be kept here at this ridiculous branch that you've only worked at for one day?
All right, Beardy, your turn.
I would like to check the drawers, specifically the one that says checks.
The drawer labeled checks. As far as you know from your experience, it's where you expect cashiers to store any checks that have been recently deposited, say over the past week. It is locked with a 4-letter combination lock.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Locking
love
things,
that.
not unusual, but you weren't told of any particular passwords or anything that you'd need while working here.
4-digit code.
4-letter.
letter.
code.
Oh.
I'm going to take a swing. I'm going to
Ooh.
take a swing into the stupid, and I would like to look for a pen inside the shredder.
This, as far as you can tell, is a standard paper shredder. Typically, you put sheets in through the top, and they slide into the bottom in little pieces. Only the vertical strip ones. They're not, as we discussed in the playtest, one of the actually good shredders that shreds things to full confidentiality. Even though your hands are going nowhere near the pointy bits, you make sure the power is off before you start digging around in here. Sadly, you don't find any pens. There isn't even a huge amount of paper in here that's been shredded recently. Although, hey, you never know. Maybe an old document could help you get your bearings. So, you take a look at these shredded bits of paper that you find, and with that, Bill is going to send you an image.
Yes, to people at home, you can see this image in the show notes below, but Laura will describe it to you.
I see lots of vertical cut pieces of paper that have sliced through 2 lines, it looks like, of text. And there's about 3 to 4 letters to kind of give me an idea of how to put these back into order. We had talked about this before, about using paint when we were solving the exit games. I did this a lot. I drove.
Mhm.
He would take pictures on his phone, send them to me, and then I would cut them up in Microsoft Paint because I am a sadist. Nope, masochist.
You're a sadist to paper.
I'm going to get you, Image. I'm going to cut you up.
So we see words like, I see a w, like there's with, right? And there's going to be a w that goes with it.
Yep.
So I'm looking for something that looks like the beginning of a Y, which has a LT with it right before it.
Yeah.
So I've got
I can see checks coming together on the bottom. There's a CH with a capital C and an
CSC.
EQU.
Okay, that looks like the beginning of a line because they're both
Yeah.
capitalized. So at the top, I
is.
have an HA and a CH, and you said that it looks like checks. I'm looking for something like an E or like a PP, something at the top. I'll come back to that. Let me see if I could just find something else that seems to match up. Opposite. Ooh, here we go. I was working on that
Yeah.
with, and I see OST, and so far I have he opposite. I need an E to finish that. Opposite of. That's a good collocation right there. Now I have an NBIR with nothing ahead of it.
I'm getting somewhere. I'm finding some. Having difficulty with combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Checks are the opposite of safety deposit boxes, maybe?
Did you get that far already?
Yeah.
Are you just not? Oh, there we go. There's two opposite types.
Some people can do like the magic eye blurring where suddenly they all just fall
Yeah.
into place.
I cannot do that because I'm colorblind, but
He does this with puzzles too. Like we play nonograms and I have to like logically confirm that something goes somewhere and he'll just guess it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm like, no, you have to prove it.
all right, I think I've solved what it says.
Oh my God, shut up.
I'll deposit what I have put together into our chat so you can see. Having difficulties with combinations, checks are the opposite of safety deposit boxes for a start.
I see what the problem was with check.
You are spelling it the wrong way?
It is spelled the wrong way. It is spelled the wrong way.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's spelled the right way. Don't worry, guys. It's spelled the right way.
I think you might spell the right way. I think you might actually, if you check, spell the right way.
We have a different internet. Mine always says I'm right.
Laura was desperately looking for a Z to follow the C to make it checks.
You said you keep them because nobody else in their right mind would ever use these little pieces of paper for money when everything's electronic. Anyway, we're turning this into competitive. I see. That's fine.
Can we investigate these safety deposit boxes? What does that wall look like?
You certainly can. So it's only a small set of boxes here. There are 4 rows of varying numbers. You will get a picture of this, so you don't need to worry too hard. 4 rows of varying numbers since they're all different sizes. Now, these ones, there aren't that many boxes here. They're sort of the luxury boxes for special customers who pay extra for quick access. The regular ones are out the back and take way longer to get to. These boxes are all numbered, although the numbering system here is a bit of a mess. So let's take a look at what you see with these safety deposit boxes, and I think it's Beardy's turn to describe.
Yes, for people at home, you can see these in the show notes, but Beardy will describe the image to you.
I think this room is a very colorblind-friendly room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. I like it. It's all black and white so far.
Shades
So
of
I
gray.
see 4 rows of boxes. The very top row has 4 boxes, and they are labeled weirdly. In the bottom right, there's a number on each of the boxes, and on the top row it goes 20, then 1, then 11, then 5. The second row has just 2 boxes, 15 and 14. Third row has 3 boxes, and it is labeled 2, 9, and 7. And the bottom row has 2 boxes, and it's 21 and 16. All right, and so we know we're looking for the key for number 5 at some point, because that is where John van der West mentioned.
So I just want to remind us that we have customers watching us like poke a nose around looking for a pen very, very incompetently. At some point, do they become like angry?
More distracted than anything else. They have a lot going on in their minds.
Okay.
You just can't
Okay.
understand any of it.
Okay. We couldn't unlock the check drawer yet. What about the cash drawer?
The cash drawer, it's modestly sized, appropriately labeled, and also locked. This time with a 5-digit combination lock. And this one also has a small sticker stuck to the front of it.
Yes, for people at home, this is a pretty
Very
simple
simple
image
one.
for you to see, but Laura will describe it to you.
In as
We have a
much detail as possible.
I know it's going to be very hard to describe this, but if you can try and use your words to communicate what's going on here, it's a challenge to you, but I think you'll do all right.
I just want to be clear. You asked for this. So what I see is a white image with black letters. It is a sans serif font. It is difficult to pinpoint exactly which one because usually the identifiers, you can see them in the lowercase, and these are all uppercase. It's not an Arial. It's not a Helvetica. It's probably like a Google sans serif, something like this. It is a single word, you could say, no spaces, and the letters go as following. S, E, S, A, R, H, P, N, O, M, M, O, C.
It's like I'm using my Alexa to help with my homework.
I stopped listening to myself long ago.
Can you read what this word says, Laura?
Sesahara pananamamas. Now, what's
Okay.
interesting is how to pronounce it if they were Cyrillic letters, which would be Sesahara.
Do you know what I see when I see this? I think
No.
it's a very common phrase.
Do you think it's like one of those challenges where they show like people and said only moms know what this abbreviation is, and it's get your in the house right now before I your
No,
No,
I mean it
no.
could be. I just read it backwards.
Are you serious? And what does it say backwards?
I've noticed in my own ability to do puzzles, there's a huge disparity between morning Danny and evening Danny.
I'm technically in my morning Laura phase where I should be functioning at my best.
Oh, really?
This
I
is
am
as
by
good
far
as it
the
gets.
opposite.
So, Beardy, would you like to pronounce this backwards?
Common phrases.
Common phrases.
I gave you this hint before, Laura. It's a very common phrase.
You are not my storyteller, and this is not a Yagababble phrase. We are not only on the same team together, we are the same entity.
I don't know what common phrases means in this context, but we have it.
And this is on the it says cash drawer.
Yeah, this was
It's on
a
the cash
sticker
drawer.
on the cash drawer.
Maybe I deserve to work in this branch.
Okay, we're still looking for a pen
Mhm.
for this.
Yes, this is still posing a problem. Whew.
Yeah. Where should we look next, do you think, darling?
Looking around, we have the drawers with the cash and the checks, which we looked through, the safety deposits, which we looked through. We basically tested all the pens, it feels like. We looked in the shredder. We haven't touched the computer, but for good reason. So we have remaining the security cameras, the ATM, the computer, and the automatic doors. None of those feel like a place that would have a pen.
But you never know what's going to give you clues to things.
That's true.
Thinking out loud, we have the paper shreddings, which, when unjumbled, says having difficulty with combinations. Checks are the opposite of safety deposit boxes for a start.
Mhm.
The check drawer is a 4-letter code. Only one line of safety deposit boxes has 4 boxes in it.
Mhm.
And that would be that one that says 21, 11, and 5. I also note that all the numbers are less than 26, so they can correspond to letters of the alphabet.
Okay.
So I wonder if we get the first row and the opposite, so we go letter 5, letter 11, letter 1, and then letter 20, and see if that unlocks the check drawer.
I will start making the cipher. A, E, C, D, E, F, G. I'm utilizing the skills I have. H, I, J, K, L,
E,
G,
K,
R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, A,
Z.
G, F, E,
Z.
B, A.
Look, I have to support my patriotism where I can. So, are we doing a cipher as A is 1 or A is 26? What would you like to do?
I'd say A is 1.
Okay, let's go through 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6,
7,
7,
8,
8, 9, 10,
11,
11,
12,
13, 14.
Wait. Do we need to get up to 16 there?
Oh, you're right.
17, 18, 19,
18,
20, 21, 22, 23,
20,
24, 25. Wait.
24. You know,
That's
there
really
are people I'm
hard.
sure that don't need to do this. I know up to 10. Okay, so I am ready. Are you going to write this down? I will.
Yes.
Okay,
It is
20. 20 is T,
T,
A,
A,
K,
K,
E.
E.
I think you're not onto something here. I think you really borked it. O,
O,
N,
N,
B,
B,
I,
I,
G,
G,
U,
U,
P.
P. Take on, big up.
So give, off, small.
Oh.
What was the last one? Down. Help me out there. What does it say?
Hmm.
Take.
Take on, big
Uh-huh.
up.
Big up. So small, off. No, to give. Sorry.
So now you're doing those words, but you're doing the
Off.
opposite. Of them,
Opposite,
right? So
because-
opposite of take being give.
Combinations
Right.
is the opposite of the
That's true. it
base.
does.
Yeah.
So opposite of on, there's quite a few. So give off, maybe. Give in.
Give in. Give in is the saying. See, that's interesting that you went opposite for the word when I went just reversing. I think we should try give in the check drawer and see what happens.
You try give in the check drawer lock and it does not open.
Can I try my stupid idea, which is just to put in EKAT, which is the first word, backwards?
EKET or AT also does not work.
Once Laura went down the path of the opposite meaning of the word, that made a lot more sense than just reversing the letters.
Yeah. You sometimes you have to ferret around different ideas. It's all good. And I also like the idea of trying. Like, some of these opposites that you're trying seem like there's only one option for sure.
There's definitely not. And that's where my English because I work as an English teacher. So when you have the word give, this is the beginning of a phrasal verb. A phrasal verb is when you take a verb plus a participle. It's usually like a preposition or an adverb, and it gives lots of different meanings. So like we have the word blow, and then we have blow up, which can mean to blow up a balloon or to explode. And the varieties are endless. So my brain is gone in 1,000 directions, but none of it is pointing towards a 4-letter. That's what we're looking for. A 4-letter code, right? I think the clue is going to be the full phrase. Something about the full phrase is going to point us to the code. It's not going to be a single word out of this.
Okay.
But big, the opposite of big can be small, little, tiny. Yeah.
Agreed. Keeping all of those sorts of options open, great idea.
The opposite of up is down or under or
Below.
I do think that the right first word is give. It's just a classic opposite of take.
Yeah. Give and take feels pretty reasonable.
Give off would be something weird. Give in means to give, but that means to give up. What can we do? Give at. I'm just instead of trying to focus on the opposites, I'm just trying to think of phrases that we use with give so I'm not limited.
Take off, tiny, down. We haven't looked at the computer yet. What if we try to log into the computer and see if that gives us any forward momentum?
Very easily done. It's currently got a screensaver dancing with some stars on it. It is ancient. It's got very limited functions, all of them bank related. It's essentially an intranet situation. Remember intranet? And there's a tab here that covers information on the history of banking. There's a tab to see and adjust the security camera footage. There's one to troubleshoot the ATM, and one for lost key procedures. That one you'll definitely need later.
Mm-hmm.
What was the ATM one?
Troubleshooting. Of the
Troubleshooting.
ATM.
I'm suspecting that there might be a problem at the ATM.
What?
Maybe Guy too will tell us that they're trying to withdraw money from the ATM.
Do you want to go read a history of banking? That sounds riveting.
Yeah, can we have a history of banking, please?
Certainly. You open up the history tab. It's got a lot of subsections. Some of them are very general and some of them are very specific to this bank. You have a quick skim of the first couple of paragraphs, and they have subheadings like, what is a bank? What is money? How old is money? Nothing here seems remarkable. It just seems like true historical information.
Doesn't feel like there's anything here which we need yet. We're looking for a pen or some sort of writing implement.
Hmm.
And I feel like we have to unlock the drawers in order to get pens from within them.
Definitely feels like if you're going to find something somewhere, a drawer to you feels like it's going to make sense.
That's why we first went to the check drawer, because you often
Yeah.
need pens to draw and write on checks.
So if that's true, take on Big Up.
Take
Get to
on
it.
Big Up. Give off Small down. Checks are the opposite of safety deposit boxes for a start.
I know what I would be doing if you and I were playing Rusty Lake or one of those games at this point.
What would you do?
I would be totally cheating. I would be going to the walkthrough and I'd be like, I want to know.
All right, yeah, Beardy, you go get a glass of water or something. Let's talk.
So we can't get from behind the counter. They have locked
No.
us in here during our shift.
Yeah, you are severely trapped.
Okay.
Security cameras. Can I reach those? Can I see those?
You definitely can't reach it. It's perched up high in a far corner. It's well out of pretty much everyone's reach. But as far as you can tell from looking at it, it's working fine.
Can we have a look at the security camera tab on the computer?
You can look at the security camera tab. Blech. Hasn't been programmed very well. It's weirdly zoomed, and it's not at a particularly useful angle for keeping an eye on things. It's just kind of looking straight into the side of the ATM.
Can we change the zoom and angle of the camera?
You can move it around a little bit. There are controls to adjust the angle, but there aren't any that fix the terrible zoom, which mean you kind of need to know exactly what you'd want to look at, because whatever you point it at, you're not going to be pointing at much else.
The last thing because I imagine like we don't need to look at the ATM troubleshoot just yet. And the lost key, that will come up. And
Yep.
I am still confused a little bit on the concept of what is money. But I think the only other thing that I have on my drawing is the automatic doors, but I don't think I can reach those. What's up with that?
I would just say I have one other thing that you could look at a little bit closer if you want, but the door's extremely valid. The door to the bank is automatic and unremarkable, at least to you. It's got a long typed message adhered to it. From where you're standing, it's written backwards because it faces the outside, but the words are exactly the same as the ones on the door of your regular branch, so you know them by heart, and you can translate them to regular and forward without even trying. So I'll just show you a picture of that.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this door message, but Beardy will read it to you.
Welcome. It is trusted that all patrons know how to behave appropriately when inside the branch. We retain the right to provide no service to unruly customers regardless of their monetary transactions. Thank you. This makes me think we want to make the customers get so angry they have to leave per this policy, and that's how we figure it out. We don't need to find a pen, we just need to get them angry.
That's a valid read of that. This text is centered, so I'm feeling a bit desperate, and I don't like it when I hit a puzzle like this one and I can't like the give off, because I was like so smart. I knew it was the opposite words, but then I couldn't figure out what the puzzle was. So now I'm frantically trying to find patterns inside of things like the first letter, but there's no first letter because it's all centered, and the first letter of every sentence, I, W. No, there's periods after welcome and thank you, which I think is weird. How
And
many
transactions and branch.
So how many periods are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right?
Yes.
That's not a number, right? That's not how this would be. We wouldn't count
No.
the number of letters for a puzzle here. Okay.
No.
And like I said, I do think there is one last thing that...
The shield? Shall we look at the glass shield?
The Perspex glass?
So not all branches have this glass these days, but, the stupid branch, it must still need it. So apart from the 2-inch slit at the bottom, it completely separates you from the customer area. And there are some words adhered to the middle of the glass, backwards to you so the customers can read them. But you've been here all morning, you know exactly what they say.
Again, for people playing along at home, these images are pretty simple. They're mostly
They're
just
just
text,
words.
but Laura will read this one out to you.
If you need help with how to fill out a bank check or similar, please ask the specialized FAQ member of staff when inside their booth. We regret that regular staff members can provide no service of this kind. They can perform monetary transactions only.
And, as far as like that message, there's been no FAQ specialist the entire time that you've been here. You are just in charge of everything.
We need to solve this 4-word problem to unlock the check drawer to find a pen. That's where I feel we have to go with our efforts.
I would like to question all of our assumptions. Like the first one, I just assume the answer is give. Is there anything that could be the opposite of take on this?
Give. I can't think of anything that else it would be. Take something, give something, give, take, very opposites.
So let's just say take becomes give. What are the opposites of on?
In and off.
Next, we have big, small, little.
Small, little, tiny.
And then up.
Just feels like down.
Just feels like down. It really does. So give off small down, give off little down, give in small down, give in small. Come on, Beardy, you're supposed to save us now. We're never going to get out of this stupid branch, and we're going to be stupid with them, and our brains are going to be stupid. Just, what if it's the opposite order? Just down, little off, give. Under, little in, give. That didn't help at all.
Opposite, where do we get opposite from?
We got it from the paper shreddings. Having difficulty with combinations,
Sure.
checks are the opposite of safety deposit boxes for a start.
For a start. Just take the first letter of the opposite of each word, not the first word. Like if it's give off small down, is it GOSD or something like that?
GOSD, GOLD, gold.
Gold. That's a word. And a banky word at that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did. Give off little down.
You put that into the lock, and the check drawer slides open for you. And inside, you find what is supposed to be there. You find a pile of checks that have been cashed over the last week. More than your normal branch would get, but, still very few compared to 20 or even 10 years ago. Checks are very much dying out. I'm so sorry, there are no pens in here.
Let's look at these checks.
Yeah, let's
Shall
look
we?
at the checks.
Quite frankly, it's a bunch of checks. There's still a good amount. They look like checks.
No, there's supposed to be something here.
So this is the red herring.
There are
There
no
are
red
no
herrings.
red herrings.
There are just
But there
things
are a
for
lot of
later.
checks.
There's nothing. We don't take the checks out, and there's nothing underneath the checks.
You can't,
Nothing
you
like
can't,
that.
you can't wring the ink out of the checks.
Yeah.
What people have written on. No, I don't think so.
Why don't they matter? Why doesn't
They
this
don't
matter?
yet.
They don't matter yet. Okay.
So we have to try and unlock the cash drawer next, I feel.
So we have 5 numbers.
It's a 5-digit code for that cash drawer.
And our good old backward sticker.
Oh, yes, and it had the sticker on it.
The sticker that says common phrases.
Common phrases. I think this goes back to sentences because that period after welcome is very stark, as in weird. So I just want to, we had 4 full sentences in the door message. And then when we look at the glass message, we have each period after the FAQ. So altogether,
There's 2 more in that one as well, after Booth and Only.
yeah, that's what I was going to count up.
Yeah.
But we also have a comma, which, I don't like you. And a phrase would include a comma, a different clause. So I'm going to count the comma for now. But then there's so many ways to think about this. Okay, anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 periods, full stops, 1 comma in that one. But that is not 4 digits.
Hmm.
Only kind Booth. Yes, that doesn't work. I was just trying to read the words next to the period, but backwards. They both have 8 lines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
the similarities between the messages. So the bottom line on both messages has 2 words.
Mm-hmm. That breaks apart with the next one.
The
Looking for
second one both has
similarities is
7
good.
words. The second line.
Okay.
So do we have to put in the code from top to bottom where the lines match? So the first one would be 7, the last one would be 2, and trying to find the matches in between.
All right. So I'm going to write them down next to each other. You just tell me the numbers. How about that? Okay.
Okay.
Let's start
Okay.
with the welcome. So what I want to hear from you is like 1, because there's 1 word in the top line. Then give me
1.
the
7.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Yeah.
6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Mm-hmm.
2.
I just want to do our thinking out loud. We're counting the numbers of each line in the message that's on the door. And now we're going to do the same thing for that's on the glass.
Yep.
Go on.
7.
7.
7.
7.
5.
5.
I think. I'm counting FAQ as
Yeah.
1 word.
Mm-hmm.
6.
6.
6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Mm-hmm.
6.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines that are the same.
Okay.
So
What numbers are they?
starting from top down, it's 7, 5, 6, 6, 2. So it's
7,
either
5,
that
6, 6.
2. It's either that or the opposite. 2, 6, 6, 5, 7.
You try either one,
And somehow
and neither of them work.
you have found something
no.
that was completely unintended.
This puzzle is broken. We got it right.
This is a perfectly valid answer to this.
I don't
puzzle.
know if this is this is which lines. I'm not sure, but it doesn't work in this context.
Okay.
It's a moral victory. I'm going to put a little star on my little piece of paper. Bang. We've solved another
Okay.
one. Okay, let's do it again.
That was
Roll it back.
fascinating and definitely the sort of puzzle that I would have expected an extra clue to help someone solve that.
To be fair, none of the things we just did involved any backwards words or common phrases backwards.
Yes,
This
you
is
didn't.
true.
That is true. There was no common
just-
phrasing.
Looked at numbers.
Is there any words that exist in both messages? Patron, regret, service, no service. No service is in both. Provide no service. Monetary transactions is in both.
Inside. When inside.
When inside. How to? Just how to?
Yeah. I was looking at know how, but how to. And we need
Good work.
a 5-digit code, and we currently have 4 phrases.
Yeah, you do. That's interesting. But
How
somehow
to
true.
is the first one. If we're going to put them in order, let's see if this makes out a phrase. If we
Yeah, I
put the
was-
words together.
How to provide no service when inside monetary transactions. Sounds like the employee handbook here.
It does.
I really don't want to put these back into numbers, like using the
Oh.
cipher.
No, that doesn't sound fun.
Oh yes,
That-
counting up all of these as indexing the alphabet. That will be a lot of numbers. And if that happens to work out to a solution, it was not intended.
I still want to do it. Okay.
Do we have to invert them again? Instead of transactions, what's the opposite of transactions?
The only time you were doing opposites was because something mentioned safety deposit boxes specifically. I will
Opposites.
save you the effort of trying to think of what
Yeah.
the opposite
But
of
it
transaction
also
is.
has common phrases backwards as well.
Yes.
True, but backwards is not opposite. Backwards is backwards.
So, backwards, please. Transactions, monetary, service, no provide. Inside, when, to, how. No.
To how?
To how.
So, OTWOH. Help me with this one. Is it an anagram for anything? Did we see this anywhere? I forgot the name of our bank.
No, it's O2H.
Okay, so if it's O2H,
1-200? It definitely says 2 in the middle. Is that
Okay.
do we just ignore everything around it and it just says 2?
okay. So
I mean,
let's go,
discard.
so let's go to when inside, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going to write that out backwards. I'm going to smush them together and see if I can find a number 9.
Okay.
We did this kind of. We've done this. This feels like an escape, an advent calendar. Okay.
It does.
2.
So
9. Okay, can I do this without actually having to write it backwards?
we only have 4 words, right? 4 phrases. We have to find
Don't
5
worry
letters.
about it. Maybe one of them will
5.
be 10 and they'll be, Okay, so
Yeah.
serves ECIVRESONEDIVORP. Did I say a number in there?
I heard it.
Yeah, of course.
I
Do it
did. It was
again.
too fast for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing provide no service, and I'm writing this backwards by the letter ECIVR because I can't just look at it and look for a number inside of it.
1. No, sir. Provide no
yeah,
reverses 1. And monetary transactions does have 10 inside it in monetary.
There it is. There it
10.
is. So we
So-
have 2, 9. What'd you say for provide no service? 1.
1.
29110. Please.
The cash drawer clicks and slides open.
Hooray!
Well done, love. Well done.
Oh, yes, I did that. Thank you very much, everybody. I couldn't have done it without me.
Who'd have known that finding a pen would be so difficult? All right, you open this cash drawer. Inside, there are piles and piles of banknotes sorted by denomination, the solemn faces of all the famous authors, activists, and army generals staring up at you. You also note that, as is protocol, buried within each stack is a packet of ink, rigged to explode if taken off the premises.
Can we take one of the ink packets and fill up one of the pens?
You carefully dismantle one of these ink traps and you pull the fragile pack free. It's not exactly the same as what you'd normally put in a pen, but it should do the job. Next, you take one of the pens as far as this little chain will allow and dismantle it too. Gotta get right into the ink tube. Okay, look, it's not easy, but luckily these pens are old-fashioned enough that manually replacing the ink is possible. Your hands get a bit messy. You don't get much ink in the pen, but eventually you can hand it over to Brendan. And, he hesitates as he goes to fill out his form. He pulls a second piece of notepaper from his pocket.
Here's the thing. This box here, the one that says I need the person's full birth name. Well, look, obviously I know my mum's name is Jill, but I don't actually know her middle name or her maiden name. She wrote all of her answers out for me, but I guess she thought her name would be obvious, so she kind of, drew it instead for fun.
He hands you this little sheet of extra notepaper. Not knowing your parents' name. That's a new one for today.
I'm just surprised you knew the term maiden name. I'm impressed.
That was written on the form.
Yes, for people playing along at home, you can see this mother's fun way of representing her name to her son. But Beardy will describe it to you.
We are seeing what looks like 3 separate parts of this image. At the top, you're looking at what you'd probably see as a hill. I see it as a normal distribution curve. A nice smooth curve. Down, that's on the top half of the page, and the bottom
Got a
left.
little bit of positive skew.
There's a little bit of skew to that normal distribution.
There's a little bit of skew, but it's within realms of, the data set is fine. Down in the bottom left, you have 4 people dancing to 2 music notes. And on the right, you have a salt shaker with an arrow pointing at it. Or it could be a pepper shaker.
It could.
A spice dispensary with an arrow pointing to the dispensary part itself. Not the lid, but the actual glass jar.
I would like to add, even though this drawing is very lo-fi, that's a really nice salt shaker. Or
Really
pepper
nice.
shaker.
Well done, Bill.
I drew this.
The one drawing that he contributed
Well
to this
done,
room.
Bill.
Normal dance shake.
I did shake the
It's
hill
not
is-
a normal distribution.
That's my extreme nerdiness coming out. Hill dance shake.
So yeah, you're trying to get a full name of this person, and all we've got so far is that her first name is Jill.
Jill and Hill sort of rhyme. So that's the first one.
Yeah, Jill
So I
and Hill.
presume that the first the Hill is her first name and Jill. And so the second and third names will be the Dancing for the middle name and the Shaker for the last name, perhaps.
How would we know we had found a name when names could be anything?
Brendan, it might trick Brendan's memory. Oh, that name sounds familiar. And he might be like, I've
Yes,
heard
he's
it.
probably heard his mother's name
I was
before.
going to suggest that Brenda could say, well, yeah, it might well trigger something, and he knows that his mother didn't have a completely wildly made up name.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, something about the name will make sense. So I'm going to kind of push back on Jill and Hill. It's the same thing, but maybe you're onto something. We don't have anything else to work with. So we have a dance, but it's not just a dance. There's multiple people dancing. Could be a ball, but I don't see like any dresses. Yeah.
I thought disco, but I didn't see a disco ball either in the image.
There would be a ball, but I'm going to write it down. So the partners they're stick figures. There's two girls with ponytails, it looks like, and just they almost all have their hands up. I don't think there's anything special about that.
Yeah, it's pretty much just that there are
Dance.
lots of them doing this stuff.
The next one, it's pointing at the container.
Yeah, at the jar rather than the lid or the contents being
So-
shaken out.
It would be called a shake, right? A shaker.
A shaker.
So we got the first name Jill. So it feels like the word that's missing is her middle name, right? We're looking for the middle name and maiden name. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Yes.
just because you already have been confirmed that while this is representing her full name, we know that her first name is Jill.
Okay, fine. Jill Hill.
Yep.
Jill Ball
Hill.
Shaker. That's a nickname.
Jill Dance Shake. Dancer.
Dances
Jill
Shaker.
Dances Shaker.
Dances Shaker.
It's also one letter different. Like Jill and Hill is just the first letter swapped out. So is there something we can swap out?
Okay.
Dances. Francis? Jill Francis. Baker. Jill Francis Baker. That's a name that sounds like Hill Dances Shaker.
You know what? You say that out loud, and Brendan's eyes light up a little bit.
Yes, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
He scribbles out the rest of the form. When he's done, he slides it through the glass to you. You look at it, it looks all filled in correctly from that point on. So you
Wow.
just put it next to you on the bench, ready to get filed by someone else, the right people later. And then Brendan's gonna walk away.
Bye, hooroo.
Happy.
Yes. 1/3 of the way.
Wow. Thank God you are more than well over 1/3 of the way through things. He somehow seemed like he had the simplest request and was the biggest pain of the lot. Oh, that's just how the morning's been.
I would like to call the next customer if you don't mind.
You call up the next customer.
No, I would like to call them.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
We are pleased to announce that we are ready to help the next customer. Please step right up.
The next customer is a middle-aged woman who has a bit of a bounce to her step. So you do your introductory spiel, you introduce yourself, and she introduces herself and gets to what she needs.
So I'm Esther Helms, and this is so crazy. It's never happened to me before. That ATM right there, it took my card. It just swallowed it right up and won't give it back. It wasn't expired or anything. Can you break open the ATM and get it back for me?
I'm sure that's the best way to handle that problem. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I've been waiting for a while. I've come up with this joke. I don't have my card, ATM.
Very nice. Very nice. See, that was funny because ATM means two things. It can mean automatic teller machine or at the moment.
What?
Very clever.
I just thought the letters were cute.
So, what can we do with the ATM now? Because we're still stuck behind the barrier.
This is true.
Mhm. We can check out the computer where we had the error codes on the ATM. Can we check out that computer tab now?
Yeah, you most certainly can. And there is a subsection that you can look at for confiscated cards. So you open up that one. The ATMs at your normal branch would never malfunction like this, so you're not too familiar with the process. The computer assures you that it's an easy fix and that the first step is... oh my. Type in the card number from the confiscated card. What are the odds Esther will know that?
Miss Esther, would you be so kind as to tell me the number of the card that was eaten by the machine?
It's 16 digits, you'll ask, but what you expect is that you'll need to tell her to go home and find a bank statement with the number written on it. But to your surprise...
Oh, I know this. I made up a story to help me remember. Oh, but I've never performed it to anybody before. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, are you ready?
She squeezes her eyes shut.
So, there's two people facing each other. There'd be what would they be?
A
2, 5.
Oh, a five and a 2. Yes, it's a 5
Okay.
and a 2 because they look like they're facing each other. Only they can't meet because there's a thick wall between them.
1, 1,
Oh.
5, 1, 1, 2.
Oh, yes, it is a thick wall. So then the 5 goes to his dad, who obviously would be a 6, and tells him about the problem, and the dad is shocked. He's double shocked.
00 5600.
Oh, that's right. And after that, the dad tosses and turns in his bed. The bed's squishy pillows surround him, all squished and squeezed up in the middle.
8?
868.
Yeah, it wasn't 868 though. He was.
Tossed
Let me
and
try. He
turned.
tossed and turned in his bed.
8, 9,
the-
8?
8, 9, 8. Yes. And as he does, he gets an idea, just one idea. And then then the next day, he pulls the wall apart and he sticks the two kids in between the pieces so they can meet at last.
1521.
Yes, that's it.
She takes a breath and opens her eyes.
I can't believe I got that all out.
All right, so what was the whole number that you got that you're going to type into the computer?
I missed the third set. 5112 5600.
The tossing and turning and getting an idea.
It's 8, 9, 8. There's
And then he had
8
one idea.
8, 9,
What?
8, 1.
Cool.
And then 1521.
All right, you just managed to type all that into the computer. Makes sense, sort of. Now, of course, remember that ink was in kind of short supply here? So you certainly weren't writing all of this down. You were just doing it from memory, right?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Yeah, right? I mean, let's just, if there was anything that you might have in your possession that disproved that, you should probably get rid of that right now. Lovely. Now, you wait for the computer to get to its next screen. All right, it now wants something else from you in this process. It wants the ATM's serial number. Okay, well, that shouldn't be a problem. Those are always written on them.
Yeah, let's aim that camera. Let's look at that highly zoomed in camera.
I mean, yeah, it's highly zoomed in, and it already was pretty much facing exactly the right angle on the side of the ATM. So you have already, in fact, seen it, though we didn't bother giving you an image at the time. Let's give you that image.
Yes, for people at
Not
home, you can
difficult.
see this side of this ATM. Laura, would you like to describe what we're looking at?
Here in this image, we can see a professionally sketched out drawing of straight lines. It's miraculous what you're able to do with a Microsoft Paint program. I'm astounded. And it is clearly the side of an ATM machine. And I say that because it causes great distress to my big honkin' nerd. The ATM machine serial number states 0304912777.
Yeah, nothing secret about that. You type that in. All pretty easy, all things considered. Is that it? So you wait, the computer takes its sweet time, and then there's just one more step. And this one says, to command machine to eject card, please type the card's number backwards.
And You definitely didn't have a pen before, so I don't know if you did write that number down, but that really wouldn't be accurate to the current situation. So if you do happen to have that number written down somewhere, if you could please hide it right now and don't look at it.
1251 1868
98. 1898.
He tossed and turned.
Tossed and turned.
0025.
65.
He just looked at
65.
his dad.
You think 5's dad is going to be a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I saw it in my head. I'm like, that didn't match the story. And then 2115.
You recall all her little story fragments and you carefully type those numbers in
I did.
backwards. Over in the corner, the ATM whirs and a card is spat out of the slot. Esther gives a happy
Hurrah!
little squeal and she runs off without even thanking you. Customer number 2 down.
You're so good at being bank tellers, Beardy.
Bye.
I hate that.
Let me go back. I need to remember his name. It was so long ago. He has incredible patience. I have written down I can't read my own writing. Brendan.
Brendan was the first guy.
He's long gone.
He's the guy with the form. The guy we're after is John Vanderwurst.
Wurst with a V.
Verst.
I am pleased to announce, Mr. Vanderverst, we are ready to assist you. Please step right on up.
He doesn't even notice it first. He's distracted smiling for the security camera. Based on its angle and how tall he is, it's probably looking like at his belly button. So you call him again. This time he gives a bit of a jump and then he trots up to you.
Very well, I've been a good boy and waited. You know, if Granddaddy were here instead of me, you'd have been in for it. He was a very famous war general, you know. Now, would you be so kind as to open my safety deposit box? I'd really like to know where I put that money.
So he doesn't have a key because he lost it at the party, the one where Francis was dancing. But we have a computer. Big honkin' nerd, my love. Would you be
Yep.
so kind?
Yes, I believe there was a procedure for what to do with a lost key.
There was indeed. Now, as you can imagine, there are a couple of steps to this process because you're not just going to open a security deposit box for anybody. So you check out this tab for when someone's missing their key. And first, for a security question, you need the date of the person's most recent banking transaction. Then, you feel a little bit traumatized by this one. You need their mother's maiden name. And finally, you need to enter the customer's personal security number.
Mr. Vanderverst, who I know and recognize so well, unfortunately, I cannot put that information into the computer system without some information. Would you please be so kind as to tell me when the most recent transaction date is?
What was that? I certainly haven't gone to the shops myself in some time. All my drinks have been purchased for me, and any homewares have been sent to me free of charge by the companies as thanks for being a loyal customer. Oh, I have been writing checks to my dearest friends as of late. Could those count, if they cashed them? They all live around these parts and obviously use this bank, so I assume you have ways of finding out. As for the dates, I rarely pay attention to such things.
I feel like we have something to help us. Let's go back to that stack. Back to the 24 stacks of checks. Let's go looking through them.
All right, what are you looking for exactly?
We are looking for anything with his name on it. Is that right, Beardy?
Anything that was written from him, doesn't matter who it goes to, and we want to sort them by date.
It is not hard to skim through these when you're looking for specific names, so after a short search, you find 4 recent checks from John Vanderwurst. And we're going to see an image of that.
Yes, for people at home, you can also see these checks. But Beardy, would you like to describe what you're seeing?
Yes, I see 4 checks in front of me, and I'll leave the writing on the checks up to your own imagination.
Scribbles.
They do write better than me.
They were very
are
drunk.
Dr. Scribbles. Dr. Scribbles, as you might imagine. However, they do all have a date and an amount on them. The amounts, we go from the top left, is 6,500. Top right is 8,000. Bottom left is 7,500. Bottom right is 4,000. And in the same order, the dates go from the 20th of the 4th, 2026, the 22nd of the 4th, 2026, 14th of the 4th, 2026, and 19th of the 4th, 2026.
Point of order. Is that how you talk about months in Australianese? Of the 4th?
Doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
bothers me intensely.
Because you're American and you'd say the 4th, you'd say, what is that? You'd say
Just
April the 20th?
Wouldn't say the 4th.
We would say the 4th day of the 20th month, but aside from that, we wouldn't call a month by a number. That's
Interesting.
I think it's perfectly fine.
We would absolutely say like the first of the first.
First of the first,
100%.
interesting. You are
Yeah.
truly different people.
5th of the
I
3rd.
love these things. I love finding out these differences.
How great.
There is something else on the checks that you didn't mention, and that there are tiny little drawings in the corners of each of these checks. In the first one, there are like little angle drawings. And the next one, there's a diagonal drawing. And the third one, there's like a T. And in the fourth one, there are boxes.
Yeah, they got
That's
little
true.
corners, just little flourishes.
So if we just look at the date, well, you're looking for the most recent date, that is the 22nd of the April.
It would be. So,
That is correct.
great. The computer allows you to plug that in and it doesn't object.
Okay. I really want those flourishes to mean something. Okay.
Yeah, they're probably nothing.
They're probably nothing. Mr. Vanderwurst, would
Yes.
you be so kind as to tell me the maiden name of your mother?
Mummy's what? I don't know what that means.
So before you came into this world, your mom had a whole different life and a whole different name.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, what about this? Do you happen to...
Look, her name is Felicity, if that's what you're asking.
I'm actually more interested in the last name of your grandfather. Do you happen to know?
General Granddaddy.
It's General Granddad.
General Granddaddy. Amazing.
Which is a funny joke because he's actually specifically my granddad, not generally a granddad at all.
Okay, Beardy.
These rich snobby types, well, could be Habsburgian perhaps. Is it a Targaryen situation where they've got the same last name? I think that's unlikely, but I thought I'd have to throw that out there.
Look, if you can't find anything else, it's worth a guess, but you don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think we can move on, but let's just try. Thank you, Mr. Vanderwurst. You've been extremely helpful, and I do appreciate it. Would you please be so kind as to give me your personal security number?
Yes, absolutely. I remember being in here very recently and coming up with a secret code. I think I was waiting at the very back of the line then too, believe it or not. It was very significant, very meaningful, but also I just sort of came up with it while looking around the place. I don't recall at all what it was. Long, though. 7 digits, wasn't it?
All right, great. So now you got to try to get figure out his mother's maiden name or General Granddaddy's last name, and also figure out how John might come up with a number from looking around this place.
7 digits.
Which would you like to do? Would you like to look at the number or the maiden name?
Well, we should go in order, I feel. So we should look at the maiden name to try and let us proceed to the code.
I'm really at a loss how to even begin this one. So let's look. We have the history of banks. I don't know. He seems rich. Maybe he's involved in the history of banks. We have the shredder. No, we did that.
We did that.
We used the security camera to see the ATM. We got the ATM was the problem of the second puzzle. We have the glass shield, which had the sticker on it. We had the shredder that had the clues for the checks. We have the computer with the only thing that we haven't used is the history. We have the safety deposit boxes, which we use to get the clues. And we are trying to open right now. We have the automatic doors that had a sign on it. We have pens with a tiny bit of ink in it. We have the checks in the check drawer, and we have cash of different denominations. There's important people on the cash. Can we look at the cash and see those important people's faces? Or any of them look like General Daddies?
You can indeed, and it's really crazy how long you've lived in this country, let alone worked in this bank, and you've never really looked at the people on the notes before. But yeah, one of them on a rather high denomination definitely looks like a fancy army guy from modern historical times. But it doesn't actually say his name on it.
Can I show that to Mr. Vanderverst? Mr. Vanderverst, is this your granddaddy?
That's him.
Okay, what do we ask him? Remember, because he's an idiot.
Can we look at the history of banking and money again to see if his name is mentioned in that wall of text?
You will give it a bit of a skim, and surely with all the information here, there's got to be something about the people on the banknotes, right? So you
Surely.
go past world history of banks, but not so far down as when this branch was built, and you find a whole history of banknotes in this country, and you easily make your way to a paragraph about the current notes in circulation, famous army general on one of the notes. Oh, that's a weird name. General Arthur Rutherfordium. Oh well, what can you do? Rich people and their names.
Rutherfordian.
Rutherfordian.
We are assuming, of course, that it is his maternal and not paternal grandfather.
That's my mummy's daddy.
Ugh.
There we go.
Wonderful. Now, to get into the psyche of an idiot.
I'm already there, baby.
If you were looking around, what numbers could you possibly see? So you might be able to see the safety deposit boxes. You wouldn't see the cash.
Yeah, where did he say he was standing?
Where did he say he was standing?
He was at the back of the line when he had, right?
Very tall
Mhm.
man at the back of the line, just looking around.
Oh, man. Back of the line.
Is there something on the security camera? Can we point the security camera down and see if there's like a serial number on the security camera?
He is not quite tall enough to see the top of the security camera. Pretty much anything else, yes, but not the security camera itself.
You can see on top of things. Is there anything on top of the ATM or the safety deposit box wall?
Why don't you take a quick squiz at that picture of the ATM that you have?
That wonderful drawing?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
They don't look like little decorations, do they?
no.
So what I'm looking at on the picture of the ATM machine as this beautiful drawing that I mentioned, the very top of the ATM is kind of cut off, and right at the top of the flat part of the top of the ATM machine, is again those little decorations that we saw on the corners of the checks. I see the square and the diagonal line.
Oh,
Half
very
square. Yeah.
peculiar.
So if we go back to those checks that happen to have those symbols on it, that is the one that had 8,000 and 4,000 on the 22nd of the April and the 19th of the April.
Can we move the camera up to get a better look at the top of the ATM?
Now that you know exactly what you want to look at, you can shift the security camera to get a much better view. And with that, your final image.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this image, but Beardy will describe what is on top of the ATM teller machine.
Certainly
I
will.
love that.
On top of the ATM teller machine where you put in your personal PIN number, you see
Good.
a rectangle going clockwise, starting at the top left. We have a square. Then in the center, you have a plus symbol. Then you have a right angle, matching the angle of the way the rectangle is. Then we have at the bottom right a straight line and a line pointing at it about 2/3 of the way up, but they are not connected. Then in the middle at the bottom, we have just a straight line, which is slightly below the height of the straight line pointing that we just mentioned. On the left, we have an angled line that is about 45 degrees angled to the left, like a backslash. And in the smack bang in the middle, we have a big X.
I love these puzzles. Wait, what's the we're looking for a 7-digit number?
A
You are looking for a
seven-digit
seven-digit
number.
So I've got the solve. Do you want me to give you a second?
I have not had a chance to even look yet because I was describing.
Always the
I'm
way.
going to give you a second to figure out the ATM teller machine top puzzle.
The automatic ATM teller machine.
I love that.
You're much better at this than this part of puzzle solving. So why don't you go ahead?
All right. So the symbols in the corners correspond to the checks, but then we have the mathematical symbols of addition, multiplication, and subtraction. So I believe that we take the numbers on the checks that correlate to them. So that's 4,000 plus 6,500 times whatever, what is that? 8,000 minus 7,500. So I do not have a calculator at my banking desk, do I? So go on, engineer.
You can do it. No, you can do it in your head. Go for it,
I
Laura.
tried.
You can do it.
Or
I
on
tried. I was
paper.
so excited, and I made such big mistakes on basic things because I'm too excited to do math. So, Beardy, what
Yes.
is 4,000 plus 6,500?
That is 10,500.
That's what I thought. And what is
Good.
8,000? What is 8,000? I'm checking as we go. 8,000 minus 7,500.
500.
And what is 10,500 times 500? I forgot to add zeros. That might help.
Whoa.
So 10,500 times 500 works out to be 5,250,000.
525 0
Zero,
0
zero,
0
zero,
0.
zero.
You plug all of those zeros into the computer. Your head is hurting by this point. You've missed your lunch break. You are so over this. But the door to the number 5 safety deposit box swings open.
Mm-hmm.
You head over to it. You open it the rest of the way to reveal
Oh,
John Vanderverst's voice floats over to you from behind the glass.
nothing's there? So where did I leave that bundle?
It's true. There is no gigantic wad of cash in here. He would have been able to see that from any distance. But what he can't see, what nobody could see if they weren't standing right in front of the box like you are, is a single slip of paper lying at the bottom. And the writing on it is an excited, intoxicated scrawl.
Hi, future me. This is past you. I thought about putting the money in here, but then that's exactly where everyone would expect me to put it. So instead, I stuffed it in the drain pipe around the back of the building. Genius, right?
Your mouth opens to inform John Vanderverst of what you found. Somehow, the words just aren't quite sure they want to come out. And that is the end of your story.
Congratulations.
Hooray! We're rich!
Yay.
And we get to
Maybe
quit
not.
our job!
Maybe you're going to do the honorable thing.
You
End of
didn't
Banks
ask.
a Million 1. Only 999,999 for you guys to go.
Ah. Thanks for listening to Escape This Podcast. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we talk about the escape room that we just did with the guest that we just had. This podcast is kept afloat by crowdfunding, so if you'd like to sign up, why don't you head to our Patreon? There's a link in the show notes below, where there's weekly episodes for our $5 donors, a charmed recap show, and a monthly video for our $10 donors, weekly cryptic crosswords for our $20 donors, and all of our donors can appear as NPCs in rooms that Danny writes. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.